Okay, so again, hi everybody. I'm Dayanara. My pronouns are she, her. I'm here with California Youth Connection. We are a statewide organization for foster youth advocacy in all of California. So what we do is we empower youth voices. Any youth that has been in the foster system, we hold meetings locally and statewide, and we talk about like, hey, what happened in the foster system, what things did you see that just like didn't sit right with you, or what was good, and from there we try to make changes. So we have gone every year, we go to the capital, Sacramento, and we talk to legislators about our experiences and why these bills and policies that we're fighting for are important to us and how it's going to change the lives of other youth that are also in the system. But yeah, so California Youth Connection. So our origin story, California Connection actually was founded in 1988. So it's been quite a while. It's pretty old. And like honestly, when I first joined, I was kind of surprised because I didn't like know that California Connection has been around that long, because when I was in the system, I didn't like know they existed either. We have secured the passage of dozens of bills. Those are like the laws that are passed to like that have to do with the foster system. We also do bills that have to do with other systems, like intersecting systems such as like juvenile justice system, mental health system, the health system, all of that. Like anything that has to do with foster youth, we have like worked on bills, and we have done plenty. Let's see, yeah. So at our largest, we've had 900 members across California. All previous foster youth and all wanting to fight for a change in the foster system. Yeah, so a key kind of thing that I love and I feel like is unique about California Youth Connection is it's youth led. Like all of our members are youth. They're 24 at the oldest, and all of them have a big say in what goes on in the organization and what happens. All the changes that are made, they are led by a foster youth or they're led by a youth, and that all of our leadership positions are filled by youth. We are the ones that are making the change, and we're the ones that are saying that we want these changes. It's not like an adult's just like, okay, I heard this, so I'm gonna do this. No, like we decided, hey, we want these things to happen, and then we go and do them. But yeah, that's something like I think is really unique about California Youth Connection. So Central Valley region. Bakersfield is part of our Central Valley region. We have 6 regions. We have Far North, North, Bay Area region, Central Valley region, LA region, and SoCal region. So we are in Central Valley region. Central Valley region includes Fresno, Kern, Kings, Madera, Merced, San Luis Obispo, Stanislaus, and San Joaquin. Those are all like in our Central Valley kind of region. So any youth that is a member and they're living in these counties, they are part of our Central Valley. Yeah, so I know I mentioned a little bit about me at the beginning, but kind of going in like more about who I am exactly. I entered foster care at 14, and when I entered the system, I entered with 6 other siblings, and we were all put in 4 different placements. A few things that I really felt like were a big challenge while I was in the system was like lack of accountability from like social workers, from court, from like caretakers. I feel like that was something that was really big. It was just like an uphill battle fighting for like my needs and my resources. There's this really distinct memory I have when I entered the system. I was put in an emergency placement, and I remember like I needed pads, and I also needed like toothpaste and like toothbrush. And my emergency placement caretaker told me she didn't tell me, she gave me like her daughter's like used toothpaste, and then she also gave me like some leftover pads from her daughter, and I told her like that's not gonna work for me, like the pads like are too light, like those aren't the size I need. And she told me that like if I wanted those, then I would have to go buy myself, and I ended up like buying my own pads and my own toothpaste. But yeah, it was like kind of like embarrassing when I remember. And also, like, that was the first time I was ever in the foster system. I didn't know how any of these things worked. I didn't know like the rights I had. I didn't know who to talk to. Oh, I think I did talk to like my caseworker, and my caseworker confronted my caretaker, but then my caretaker got me in trouble for like telling her. But yeah, so finding your voice. CYC has really helped me like advocate for myself and learn how to, like realize these rights that I have in the system and how to fight for them. Yeah, and then also like I know I'm saying all of these things, but like, words are one thing, results are another. But definitely being part of CYC, like I see the changes that my voice has made, and like all of the bills that we have passed, like all of the changes that it has made. I see it happening, and I see like all of these things. And I'll talk a little bit more in depth about like specifically the changes in the bills that we have. But yeah, and my hope is like being in California Youth Connection and talking with people like you and talking about what we do and like all the advocacy that we fight for. I hope like it inspires people to like have hope that things can change and that your voice matters, and also just makes people happy. But yeah, that's a little bit about me. And we also have Scarlett. You want to talk a little bit about yourself? Yeah.
All right, wait, let me see the thing. I don't remember what I wrote.
Okay, yeah.
Ugh. Okay, I'm Scarlett. I've been with Covenant for, in total, well, practically 2 years now. Initially, I was in the NMD program in 2020. Now I'm with Building Blocks. I entered foster care first at 3 years old. Spent time under a foster parent, wasn't the best experience. Left that foster care around, I'll say about 6 years old, and I went back in at 14 years old, and I've been in there since. I've spent a lot of time in and out of many different group homes because by that point I no longer qualified for foster homes. I spent a lot of time in and out of group homes. I noticed within those group homes that there's a lot of mistreatment that goes on there, not just from other youth, but from actual staff, from the system itself. It can be extremely unjust, especially for, I'm Afro-Latina, especially for people of color. It can get pretty bad, the lack of resources, the lack of knowledge of culture. It's relatively pretty damaging. I found CYC through actually being part of a lawsuit. I'm extremely advocative about like everything because as a punk and an anarchist, advocacy is a huge thing. Advocating for the people who can't speak up for themselves, advocating for yourself and more. I was initially part of a lawsuit that was supposed to support in regards to safe, stable, affordable, and secure housing for foster youth. And through that lawsuit, I met my social worker friend who actually referred me to CYC. Obviously, that was when I moved to Bakersfield. Initially, I was staying in LA. In regards to CYC, it has been a great experience, honestly. Initially, was a bit of struggle to advocate for myself, but I'm very loud and aggressive in everything I do, so eventually I figured it out. With CYC, I've been able to, I guess, channel a lot of that loud and aggressiveness into a more professional environment and making actual change through legislative policy and lawmaking. With CYC, a lot of what they do is, well, we help to, there's of course different branches. There's a branch that helps to actually formulate and create these laws and these policies. We have the branch and practically like every member who goes out and actually speaks to the legislators. Is it yearly, the DSC thing?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so every year, and these are all paid for context. So we don't pay anything. The lodging is free, the travel is free, the food is free, and honestly, that's a huge benefit. Every year we go up to Sacramento, and you can pitch in anytime you feel free. We go up to Sacramento and we actively go and speak to legislators. We actually, we rally, we walk to the Capitol,
Yeah, well,
Pain in
I'll
the ass.
mention more like specifics on like our annual things
Yeah.
a little later. But yeah, we have a lot of like great opportunities, and I feel like that was like the reason I started going.
Yeah. That's what made me
CYC.
more inclined to be involved.
Yeah, I feel like
It's
like
basically a free trip to Sacramento. I needed to
Exactly.
make change.
yeah, the travel was I think like free travel and lodging. All of that was like the main reason
Yeah,
I started.
because
with
it's a free break, but you're also getting to do something that means something. You're getting to make change where it matters, speaking up for yourself and for others. Like I know this most recent DAC trip was pretty cool. We got to work on 2 bills, right?
Mhm.
1886 and 27.
Yes, and I'll mention those a little more like in detail. But yeah, I just want to like keep moving forward because last time I did this, I'm trying to cut it short because I don't want to keep you guys longer than
Oh,
I
shit,
need
sorry.
to. Yeah, so we kind of already introduced ourselves, but if you guys all want to go around and like talk about maybe like just really quick, like what's your favorite thing about THP?
I really like the structure of it. I definitely think that they definitely let us do what we have to do.
Okay.
That's what I like about it. Yeah.
Thank
What
you.
do you like about
I never even heard of it.
Really?
No.
If it helps, I hadn't either. Kenny was part of it at a point in time.
Wait, isn't that not? That's not our program. THC Plus.
Yeah.
Huh?
Is this that's
That's the program, right? Like the health
Yeah.
program.
that's the housing program?
Wait, what are you talking about?
THP?
Well, THP Plus is different from THP, but yeah.
Is this
this one?
THP plus or
Oh, so
THP?
This is just THP.
Yeah, so you guys are in THP, right?
Okay.
Yeah, that's why
It's
I'm
like a
asking the
housing
question.
program.
Yeah. I was like, today am I asking you guys about something you're not part of?
No, THP Plus is something entirely different.
Yeah. But yeah, so what's your favorite thing about
You
the
could just say
program?
like what you like. What's
I just
your
like how we just like we don't have to pay rent.
Oh yeah.
That's a good
yeah, that's a good
If you
one.
transfer to building blocks too low, but it's cheap.
Dang. No.
Yes. Do you want to go?
For me, it's the hands-on experience. The life skills class are a big help.
Mm.
What do you like about THP?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. One thing I like about THP is sometimes you get to bump into the kids that you were with in foster homes.
Oh
And
yeah.
then, yeah, they might move to a different home. You may be a little bumped out. It might be years from now where you bump into them. But I bumped into her. She was, well, I went to respect with her, so I know her from there. And then there was a couple other that I knew from a foster home. So,
Oh wow.
yeah.
Yeah. We can go to the back and then go around.
I like the stability it brings.
Oh yeah, definitely.
I like the encouragement, like getting the job and going to school and stuff.
Yeah, like having that support I feel like is really important. Like I wouldn't have motivation to do this if I didn't have somebody supporting me and like helping me on every step of the way. But yeah.
It's your turn.
Oh, me? I'm over here looking at them. Honestly, I just answered, so.
Oh,
I
okay.
haven't really.
Well, like maybe like so far, like even if you haven't like experienced like that much, like just
I
from
like how well, at least my worker, she provides resources and stuff, especially for like me and my daughter. So.
oh yeah, definitely support. I feel like it's a big one.
The life skills as well.
Life skills.
Life skills.
Life skills. Okay,
Yeah.
okay.
I like support too.
Yeah, for sure.
The
Yeah.
the support and stability is very beneficial.
Yeah, definitely stability.
I would say compared to other programs I've been in, they're not aggressively like on you and rude about it. Well, my worker,
Yeah.
I can only speak for my worker, and I like how communicative my worker is and how understanding that he is.
Yeah, for sure. And actually, like now that you mentioned that, that was actually one of the bills we went to the Capitol for this year. It was AB 2764. It was basically for housing, I don't know, have any of you guys like moved counties?
Not
No?
while I'm in the program.
You?
Yeah.
So when you moved counties, like you don't have to answer this if you don't want to, but when you moved counties, was there different requirements needed to like get into housing?
I know that my county had to pull from a special fund, so it's kind of just like I have to have a job and most likely be going to school or something in order to fulfill the requirements. If not, then I might not get approved for their funding and I might have to get kicked out or something.
Yeah. Is that different from here?
I don't quite think so, but I think that they're more lenient here.
Yeah, so exactly, like that is the key thing. So AB 2764, just to talk about it a little bit, but basically depending on what county you go to, the requirements to get housing is different. And there was already a bill put in place, AB 12, that already had these like requirements where you either have to be going to school full-time or part-time school, part-time work, and then like all of these different things, or of course like have a disability. But there was all these requirements. But then what counties did was they took these requirements, and some counties, whether it's due to like financial, like if they don't have the money to support that many kids, or there is just too many kids, what they did was they created more requirements and added those on top of that. So some counties, like you have to be full-time school and full-time work, or you have to be doing like all of these things, and those aren't requirements that were on AB 12. So what AB 2764 does is basically it requires each county to only require the requirements on AB 12. They can't add more requirements just to make it harder for you to get housing. But yeah, so like that is something we heard from a lot of other youth, because sometimes, you know, like you can't find a job in your county, so you have to move to a different county to support yourself. Or maybe you're going to college in a different county, you move, and now you get there and you're like, oh my god, I didn't know that I have to have all of these things already to get into housing. And like a lot of youth end up like giving up on that and just like going into homelessness, entering homelessness because of like those hostile requirements. But yeah, so that's just a little bit about like what we do. And like, yeah, that the whole reason that we made that bill was because we heard youth's experiences with, you know, how hard it is to find housing and follow those requirements. But yeah, so we have some community agreements, and this is what we have in all of CYC spaces. And so I thought it would be good to like just kind of introduce it to you guys, because I do also really like having these agreements, and I feel like it really helps kind of make every space a welcoming space and a safe space for everybody to talk. So one mic, kind of like we're doing now. I know like some of them do seem kind of like elementary, but sometimes when it gets heated, like these sometimes are forgotten. But yeah, one mic, so when one person's talking, they have the mic and nobody else is talking. Assuming best intentions, so like if there's ever like somebody kind of like saying something and it hurts somebody, or like it comes off as hurtful, assuming best intentions, just make sure, because like a lot of the times arguments that happen or misunderstandings. Oh, did you want to check? I think the order might be here. Did you get that? And then there's gonna be another one too.
There's wings if you want some right here. There's a spoon so you could scoop it out.
Okay. Oh, a pen. Oh. Damn it, I left my phone. It's 19 something. Hold on. It's 1904. Okay, perfect. There's fruit punch. If anybody's interested. And I know you guys said you had cups. We also have cups on the way.
Yeah, they're cups right there.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll put them in there. I just got
Okay, this one here. This here. Oh, you know what? There's some more still.
Is everybody in the California Youth Commission all Foster?
Yeah, every member is a youth from 14 to 24 who is in the foster system.
We also have supporters that are like in their 30s and 50s.
Supporters in their 30s? I'm still too old.
Yeah,
30s
well,
and 50s.
no, supporters are.
How do you
Join?
get involved?
Yeah, so I'll talk about that, but if you want, there's a little QR code on there that like takes you to the California Youth Connection link tree. Me and Scarlett are currently the only members in Bakersfield, but we have an interest form on there. If you fill out the interest form and leave all your information like email and phone number, I will reach out to you and send you an email and send you a text, and then from there we schedule a little short Zoom meeting with me and our community advocacy coordinator, which is essentially like the staff person that like helps us do everything. They're the ones that are actually on payroll. And then after you have that meeting, you decide like how much you want to do or how little you want to do. We have monthly meetings at like a Starbucks nearby. And so like
Location can vary.
yeah, because I think this month we're gonna go out to eat, like do a little celebration. But yeah, like if you just want to come to the meetings, and the meetings are like really chill. Like all we do is just talk about like what we want to do, any outreach we want to do, any issues or any upcoming events. And then from like those specific statewide events, there's applications that are on the link tree, and as they come up, we will like update you and like tell you, oh please, you know, fill out the application. And then from there, like there's no real like requirement for anything. It's just like how many youth can go, and it's first come first serve. But yeah, it's like up to you how much you want to participate and how much you want to do. But yeah, the first step is like filling out that interest form, and then I'll reach out and then we can get the rest done. But yeah. Okay. We will have one more interruption and then I think we'll be good. But yeah, so as I was saying, assuming best intentions, using proper pronouns just to make sure that everybody is addressed the way they want to be addressed. I feel like that's really important, to just respect others. Take space, make space. So right now it would be considered that I am taking space because, you know, I'm talking and I'm doing all of this, making space. So while I'm talking, making sure that I also give others the opportunity to have their say, because, you know, sometimes there are like people with super like big personalities, and then there's people that are like shy, and especially when we are in spaces where we're advocating for things, we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to, you know, say their fill, and like if they want to speak, giving them that space to speak. Oops, ouch, educate. I think it's supposed to be ouch, oops, educate, but essentially that's just like, is that our second thing? Do they need another pin? Okay, let me get that to you. It is 1904.
1904.
Okay, thank you. Do you want to help get those? Because we also have cookies, so I know like some people that had the luncheon, you guys can grab some cookies too. But yeah, so ouch, oops, educate, basically when there's like a conflict or two people are butting heads or arguing. When two people are butting heads or arguing, acknowledging, yeah, it's okay. Yeah, we have extra plates too, but acknowledging that you hurt their feelings, or like acknowledging that your feelings were hurt and letting them know, is the first step. After that, the other person like saying, you know, oh, I'm sorry, apologizing and acknowledging that. And finally, the last step is, you know, talking about how would you do that better the next time so that same thing doesn't happen again? Finally, Vegas rule. So the Vegas rule is what's learned here leaves here. What is learned here leaves here, but what is said here stays here. So when we're talking about like our personal experiences, especially like in a space where we're talking about sensitive things like our experiences in the foster system, not all of them are like happy and fun, and some people still, you know, have feelings attached to those. So making sure that like you're not like sharing rumors outside of these spaces when we're talking about things like that. But if there's a lesson learned here, or if there's something that, you know, you could take into your own life and apply to it, you can leave with that, and you should leave with that. But yeah, so those are our community agreements. Those are, I know we have extras over here, and this is for later. But yeah, and there's cookies there, so feel free to get some.
Little cookies? Yeah.
But yeah, those are just our community agreements. So let me check our time. Okay, we're good.
Oh,
Yeah.
you guys have to.
And we shouldn't have any more interruptions, at least like no more deliveries. But yeah, our mission. This is like something that we just have as an organization as a whole. So California Youth Connection is a youth-led organization that aims to develop and grows leaders who empower each other and their communities to transform the foster care system through legislative and policy change. CYC youth members led the movement to improve the systems that impact their lives through local and statewide advocacy efforts. They also lead through partnering with the board and executive director to set the organization's priorities. So kind of like I explained earlier in my introduction, this is just giving like an overview of what California Connection is. So I want to kind of like bring to your guys' attention what I said towards the end. Working with the board and executive director. So in nonprofit organizations, instead of having a CEO, we have an executive director. So they are like the top person of our organization. They are the ones that like make the big decisions. And something that's really cool is like our executive director is at every single event that we have. And you get to see them face to face, and you get to sit right next to them. I was in Sacramento just on Wednesday, Monday to Wednesday, for our shadow day at the Capitol. It's essentially like a bring your kid to work day, but for foster youth, since like we didn't have parents to bring us to work. And we got to like shadow legislators and like see what their work day is. But anyways, while I was there, our executive director was there the whole time, and they were there like learning and like prepping for shadow day, like in the same room with us, like with us. And it's really cool to see that, because I feel like it really like makes us feel like we are on this, there's no hierarchy here, like we are on the same level as everybody else here, and we have that same power. But yeah, that's our mission. Our vision: youth impacted by child welfare and intersecting systems are empowered to have their needs met and the support to grow into healthy and vibrant adults. So everything we do, every bill that we passed, is in order to reach this goal. Our bills are just one step closer to this goal, and like a happy, perfect world, this is what we want. And every time that a youth speaks up and talks about their experience, and we take that and we create something to change that, that is to make that foster youth system and any intersecting system better, so that we don't have those experiences again. But yeah, our vision. Finally, what is advocacy? So kind of getting into like the nitty gritty, because this is like all California Youth Connection does, advocacy. So when I talk about it, like what really is it? So there's two types of advocacy. There's, well, specifically I guess with California Youth Connection, but there's self-advocacy and system advocacy. For self-advocacy, it's speaking for your needs. So like school, services, visits, or housing. You are the expert on your life, nobody can tell you that they are an expert in your self-advocacy, because you're the only one living your life. You're the only one that knows what you need. Using your voice with social workers and judges. That is an example of self-advocacy. System advocacy. Your experience is expertise. When we're advocating for changes in the foster youth system, everybody that has experience in the system, like, that is your expertise. You can consider yourself an expert in the system because you've lived it. Working with other youth to identify problems in the system and find solutions. That is the whole point of California Youth Connection. Working together, like, with other youth, because I had certain experiences in the foster system and they are 100% gonna be different than, like, the next person. Like I mentioned earlier, I entered the system when I was 14. There are other people in the system that entered at birth or entered at 6, you know, and all of those experiences are different, and all of them probably led to different outcomes and had different issues come up. And after you find those issues, it's good to find those issues and identify them, but your goal should be to find a solution. And that's what California Youth Connection does, find a solution. And a lot of that is through legislative work, because we want the law to hold those people accountable, that, like, the people that should be protecting us, they should have the law holding them accountable. We shouldn't have to be, like, always in an uphill battle, like, trying to fight for those rights. The impact and why it matters. Change the system in the next generation. So, like I've been saying over and over and over again, I feel like everything that we do, all the things we say, is to make sure that the next person that enters in the system doesn't have the same experience that we have. Building confidence and essential life skills. So right now I'm speaking to, like, a big room of strangers, and not everybody can do that. Not everybody can come and speak up. And even, like, at the Capitol, not everybody can go face to face to a legislator and keep their cool and, like, talk about their experience. And that's something that California Youth Connection really teaches, like, so well. And I feel like it really gave me the skills to, like, be in rooms like this and just talk, you know, and not feel, like, super nervous. And I feel like that is really important to have. Like, it's a really important skill to have. So I first advocated when? I can go first. I feel like I probably first advocated when I went into the system. I told you guys that, like, I had 6 other siblings go with me. My youngest sibling was 4 months old, and I first advocated when I was being removed from the home. I told, like, I don't remember, like, what exactly they were, but it was, like, somebody. And I remember telling them, like, I want to be able to see my brother. I want to be placed with him. I didn't get that second one. I wasn't placed with him because he was an infant. He had to go to, like, a special placement. And I also didn't get the first one, actually. But that is, like, the reason I go to California Youth Connection, and that's, like, what I do. That is one of the main things I talk about, like, not being placed with my siblings and not having the ability to see them was, like, really something that I don't want anybody else to have to experience. But I feel like that's probably, like, the first time I ever advocated for myself. I'll go this way, but it doesn't have to be, like, foster youth specific. Like, you can even say, like, oh, when my mom took my favorite pink shirt when I was 3, like, I advocate for myself.
It's fine. It's gonna be
okay.
Care related. I have to say, like, one of the first times I advocated for myself, particularly in foster care, was with, like, therapists and mental health care teams, because they wouldn't listen to me, especially in foster homes that were, like, treatment homes where you get therapy there too. I tried to tell them that, like, I didn't want to be in the home, how it was affecting me and everything. And while I wasn't necessarily listened to, I still got out of the home, not on, like, the greatest terms.
Yeah.
But I mean, it could have been a lot worse. What I was telling them, if I wasn't okay and stuff, like, it could have been a lot worse for me, but that's kind of like one of the main things. I started advocating for myself a lot more while being in foster care, also towards my family, because I knew they couldn't do anything to me anymore. So foster care kind of helps in that way, in a weird way. Even though they don't listen sometimes.
Exactly. I agree, yeah. Thank you.
I just advocate for myself when I feel mistreated, and I most likely leave.
Okay. That's still a form of advocating though. Like if they don't listen, I feel like there's no reason. I mean, maybe there is a reason, but it's up to you. Like you should have your own safety as your first priority. And if that means leaving, then that means leaving.
I first advocated when I had adopted parents and I wasn't even living with them the whole time. They claimed me. I was homeless.
That's
so
crazy.
I did advocate for myself and show up for myself to get like housing and stuff.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Thank you.
I don't really have
Really? Okay. It's okay. You don't have to share if you don't want to. It's okay. Don't feel pressured. If you want, do you want to share like a time when you first advocated for yourself?
Probably just when things were going bad in certain homes.
Yeah. Thank you. Do you want to go to the back?
The first time I advocated was when I turned 14, I used to get I was a scared kid. I used to get messed up a lot with my brothers and stuff. So I used to not speak up. But this one time, someone was messing with me, and I didn't really tell them any, like advocate with my mouth. I just started like punching, But it's still a form of advocacy.
Yeah.
Because
I agree. You're defending yourself. Yeah. Standing up for yourself. That's still advocacy.
I'd say I first started advocating for myself when I was about 13. I feel like from being in foster care, they always think that foster kids have some kind of mental health problem.
Yeah.
So they tend to push therapy a lot. And with that, I feel like I was getting overwhelmed with the amount of medications they were giving me.
Yes.
And that's kind of when I put my foot down and stopped taking them.
Yeah, that is like definitely like literally I was just talking about that too, like over medicating youth, like they just want to like sedate you so they can just take the money and not deal with you. Like that's so fucked up. Like that's really messed up. But yeah, thank you.
The age that I started advocating for myself was 14, and it's where my foster mom tried lying to my social worker, saying that I was a bad kid when I always kept to myself, and I locked myself in the room, just be my own, be on my phone. But she went behind my back and lied, saying that I was a bad troublemaker, and that I started problems with other kids in the home, and that I disrespect her, and I was like, I'm in my room, so how can I do that?
Yeah.
So I was just like, I'll lock myself away, just keep my distance. The only time I come out to eat, go to school, go straight away.
Yeah. Well, like sometimes when you're like in those situations, that's like the only way that you can advocate for yourself. If everything is like out of your control, finding that one thing that you can control is really important. But yeah, thank you.
I felt like I first advocated when, honestly, I don't really know, cause I don't know, I don't really know like when I first started to advocate for myself, but I for sure know that I did advocate for myself when it came to my mom, cause me and my mom back then, we didn't have, that was the reason why we got taken away, so we didn't have that relationship. So when it came to them pushing us to see her, or I don't want to say forcing, but
Yeah, they're like, you
to
should see your
CBC and
parents.
whatnot.
Yeah.
So I felt like that made it a little bit difficult because I wasn't feeling understood, and I had to fight a lot of it. But it was like a little bit of back and forth because I had siblings that wanted to see mom, and I wanted to see my siblings. So it's just like,
so they're like, if you want to see your siblings, you have to see your mom too.
yeah. So there was like a lot of that too. So I feel like that was a big thing with me because I didn't have a relationship with my mom. Now I do, but back then I didn't. So I
And
feel
you
like
didn't want to. Yeah, that shouldn't be pushed on you. I agree. I actually had like the same thing. I could only see my siblings when I saw my parents, and sometimes like I felt like I had to like perform.
And even
them.
then, after when I turned 18, like they were also making me do like certain things in order to see them because they were younger. After I had aged out, they also were making me do certain things to see them, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna do them, but you're still not letting me see them. So it's like, what's the back and forth?
That's crazy. Yeah. Thank you.
I don't have anything that I don't have like an age to advocate because I didn't understand my mom because she was always speaking in Spanish.
Oh really?
She had,
oh my
she
god.
Had a Spanish mom, but every time I stayed for respite, she'd be hi mija, and she would look at me, she's like, listen, what hi mija means. I was like,
I don't understand her. I didn't even learn
That's
a lick of
crazy.
Spanish because I just couldn't understand.
Yeah, that is so crazy. Oh my gosh.
yeah, she kept herself in the room.
Yeah, I mostly. Yeah. However, what the strange thing is, but when I had like when I was little, like when I had like finally got a phone, the weird thing is, I never was allowed to take it to school.
Really?
And I was like going to high school and
oh wait, I
not
think
high
I had
school,
the same
middle
thing.
school, all that stuff. I was going there, and the only time I was ever allowed to use it was like, excuse me, when she was like gone, like to a place, and I was house sitting for her. And
Really?
yeah, I was like a trusted age.
Yeah.
I was like in high school. I was a trusted
You
age.
should have a phone for yourself by now, like
Yeah,
by
I have
that
a phone
time.
by myself right now. This one
Well,
here.
no, yeah, but like if you're, oh my goodness, if you're at a trusted age, like you should be able to have your own phone and bring it to school. Like
Yeah,
that
that's the
doesn't
thing.
make sense.
And as soon as she comes home, she takes my phone, and then I never see it again.
And then wait, but if you had a phone too, she could have like you could have recorded her voice and translated it, and you could have understood her.
That's the one I never did that because I trusted her to be like. I never really thought she would actually back talk me.
That's crazy.
I never thought that. I never actually just go behind my back and tell people lies. The thing is, I never really had an emotional connection with anybody there. So I just called
so
her
you're
like
on your own.
yeah, like I just called her mom because that's the title,
Yeah.
and so I just called her mom, and I called them mom and dad for the longest time for like the whole 11 years I was still in the same home. And
That's crazy. 11 years.
yeah, and I just called them mom and dad, and I just thought I was getting an emotional connection, but I just think it was just not an emotional connection.
Yeah, that's crazy. That is so crazy. Oh my goodness. Yeah, it's hard to advocate if you don't know the language they're speaking.
Yeah, so, and including with the phone stuff, like I couldn't even go to my to school and have my phone, and I used to walk to school and come from school.
Oh my god.
And mom trusted that it was like a safe neighborhood. I never got into any trouble. But I was fine, kind of, but I was still kind of confused to like why I was like
Yeah.
quote unquote grounded from my phone if I don't even remember why I was grounded from my phone for most of my life.
Yeah, that is, yeah, that's crazy. Because I know they're also supposed to, like, if you don't feel comfortable, like, in a house, like, if it's a different culture from you, you should be able to go with people of your culture. Like, usually that applies to, like, people that only speak Spanish or, like, African Americans or people that have, like, culture-specific things. But it's so crazy that, like, you had a experience that you still should have put with people that you understand. That's just so crazy.
No, they spoke Spanish.
But they didn't.
They spoke English
But
too.
they didn't want to?
No, they did.
Oh.
Like, most of the time when she was speaking with somebody else, she was just speaking in Spanish, and I don't know if she was like bad mouthing me or something else. Like I would like understand the tone of her voice. Like when she was trying ending a conversation, I could understand in the tone of her voice. So like no, like oh she's ending a conversation, I can ask her a question now.
Yeah. Oh my god, that is so crazy.
So that's like that's all I got, and I was mostly sheltered for most of the time. Most of the time, I was barely like out. Like I was like the term "living under the rock" applied to me in that whole life.
Yeah, that's crazy. But yeah, like honestly, like hearing that, maybe that's something we can also like advocate for. and change, because that's not right. But thank you.
I definitely feel like the system's made me advocate for myself, and at times I find myself in situations where it's like hard to advocate for myself, but I feel like I use that skill like in work a lot. I can advocate for myself, or even if it's just like an encounter at like the grocery store and like something happens. So I definitely use it a lot. It's definitely a good skill to have.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. Thank you. Just really quickly, we're out here at 30, like by 4:30, right? Okay, good. Yeah, because I don't know if like there's a set time. I just want to make sure I'm like not keeping you guys. Okay, so now that we all like kind of shared, I know it was like a little bit, it kind of like dropped the mood a little bit, but it's okay. Like these are important conversations that we should have. And I hope it got you thinking about like advocating and like maybe things that you advocated for or could have advocated for were in the system. But now we're gonna have like a little activity. I gave all of you guys a white piece of paper. It should be under your CYC paper. It's like a blank paper. Oh, you didn't? Oh my goodness. Yeah, you can. I'm so sorry. Oh, you didn't? Oh my gosh. Okay. So I think they're coming around with some pens. On the piece of paper, write one thing that you saw in the system that doesn't sit right with you. Like something that you just like don't think should be in the system. You don't think is okay. And don't write your name on it. Just write the thing. And if you don't have anything to share, if you don't, do you guys want to also participate? What do you want? No, so we're doing an activity right now.
What if you have like more than one?
You can write more than one.
What are we supposed to write?
Write one thing that you saw or see in the system that doesn't sit right with you. But if you guys want to, we're just writing like one thing down here that doesn't sit right with you.
I've never been in this.
Okay. Well, like maybe like hearing Scarlett's experience. You don't have to though.
I'm not feeling good now.
Write one thing that you see or saw in the system that doesn't sit right with you. Like that you think should be changed. Huh? What are you supposed to write? Write one thing, it's okay. Write one thing that you see in the system that doesn't sit right with you. Something that you would like to see changed. Oh, and then once you're done writing that thing, crumble up your paper. Does everybody have a pen?
If anyone doesn't have a pen, I have like an extra one right here.
And then just crumble up your paper into a ball when you're done. Are you looking for a pen?
Yeah.
Does anybody else need a pen in the back?
I already know that. You can go to which one? Choose which
Either
one.
one. Here.
There's a couple right here.
Thank you.
Yeah.
We crumble it after?
Yeah, crumble it. into a
Yeah,
ball.
once you write your thing, crumble it up in a ball. I'll write something too.
Does anybody want more soda?
Is there any
Wait,
gas
maybe
stove?
let's not get sodas yet.
Okay.
After the thing. I don't want anything to spill.
Yeah, you don't want anything extra.
I'll take your trash thing.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Okay,
crumble it
when
into
you're
a
done,
ball,
crumble it into a little ball.
and then we just throw it at you.
Well, actually, we're all gonna stand up and throw them at each other.
No.
You can throw it at
Can
me.
you just throw it in there?
You can throw it in the air. You don't have to throw it at people. Or,
I
but
don't know, but
not a food fight.
No, it's not dead.
It's a snowball fight.
It's a ball. I already know who I'm hitting.
Okay, has everybody written their thing down?
Yep.
Okay, then we can all stand up. Just to stand up, because we've been sitting down for a while already. And just like, you don't have to throw it at somebody, but you can throw it across the room. Like wherever you want.
Oh, I better get out of here.
Okay, are you ready?
My first time.
I know.
Okay.
I'm a catch. No.
Okay, ready? Go. Okay, you can pick them up and keep throwing them if you want. How long do you guys want this snowball fight to go?
30 seconds.
30 seconds? Okay, we can do 30. We can do 15. No one here.
I don't know, sorry.
I'm sorry. I didn't want to do it. I don't know any of y'all.
I got thrown to somebody.
I just keep one.
Get over here. Ah.
Ooh.
It was him.
Okay.
It was him.
Don't throw it at me. Miss.
Okay, I think. Okay, do you guys want to keep going or are we good?
Good.
Okay, alright, now pick up one snowball from the floor.
What if we have one in the hand?
Then keep that one. And then sit down once you have one. See if there's any more in here.
Wait, should we read them out loud?
No, what is it?
No,
You
don't
don't
read
know
them
who
out
you're gonna throw it to.
But just open it and like look at the response.
Oh my god,
I don't know where it is.
Okay, does anybody see like another snowball or have an extra snowball?
I don't got one.
You got one?
This one's not open.
Okay, and you have a snowball
If I get mine.
already? Oh, you don't have a snowball? Oh my goodness.
I don't.
We have two missing snowballs.
Where's the snowballs?
Well, two people I think didn't make
No,
one.
I'll come with it.
Oh,
Yeah.
if there was a big one, then it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
There
can
you
do a
go.
blank one. Oh my gosh, thank you. Okay. Okay, so yeah, open up your snowball and like just read what that other person wrote. And if you really liked it and you want to share it out, feel free. And I'm also gonna collect these papers after.
I got my own.
Oh, you got your own?
I got my own.
You got your own too?
Oh no, I said I was gonna laugh if I did.
Oh.
I got my own.
That is funny. Okay, does anybody have like their snowball that they want to share out that they thought was like really important or anything?
I thought this one right here is actually important. It said being put into a home that lies about being like supporting the LGBTQ plus, supporting them when they don't, or being formal into a religion that you do not appreciate, or like basically making them feel like you have to be in the religion, basically.
Yeah.
And then social workers personally being a foster parent and not letting to I can't read it. It's all crumbled. To the
Want me to read it?
yeah, I can't read it. It's all crumbled.
It says being put into a home that lies about being LGBTQ plus, supportive when they aren't, or being forced into a religion that you don't practice. Social workers personally knowing a foster parent and not listening to the kid/youth, but the parent instead.
Yeah, that is
like,
so
not even,
important.
not even listening to what we got to say, but
That
the
is
foster parents'
crazy.
word goes
And
over
it's true,
everything.
and I strongly agree with this because I was in a foster home where the foster mom would literally just be like, "Oh, you don't gotta talk to her, you can talk to me,"
What?
and they will let me talk to the worker. But
That
when
is
I get a
crazy.
chance to do it, it should be like, "Oh, they're lying. She's lying." So it's just like,
Yeah, and that's your right. Like that's literally
Yeah.
a legal right. Yes.
I was just gonna ask if anybody got mine. Brainwashing.
I did.
I'm good.
Yeah. That is
Brainwashing
important.
too.
Yeah.
I don't know who got mine. But okay.
My
For
whole
real.
life,
Okay.
me and my brothers were brainwashed to be pinned against each other, and it caused my oldest brother to beat me up like so bad, caused me to have epilepsy, and it practically ruined my life. And I feel like the system is there to keep us all like in one place, and that's down, you know. Cause I mean we got a lot of resources with THP and stuff, but the majority of foster kids become homeless.
Yeah, like I don't remember. There was an exact percentage, but I was literally just talking about that too. But like the foster system, they like house kids, but like they don't heal them, and like they label foster youth as like these problematic, rebellious kids. Like they have all of these problems. They're violent. They're this and that. But like what you have to realize is like a lot of us came from like traumatic homes. Like that's the reason we're in the system. And like all they do is just put you in a house and they give you food and clothes on your back and they're like, we did everything that you need. Why are you complaining? I'll go here first and then here.
I agree with that, especially when I first got into foster care. I was with my sister, but me and her, we were in the same home for 2 homes. So after the third home, we separated because me and my sister was this spot and we would fall a lot. So they separated us. I went my own way, she went her own way. And what you said was kind of true because people are like, oh, I brought you this. Or some foster members will be like, oh, I got you pizza. And then later on they will be like, oh, I brought you this. Why are you acting like that?
Yeah.
They will shove it to the back of our faces. It's like, why are you doing that? You know?
Yeah.
It kind of hurts my feelings just because it's like, I'm trying my best. I'm doing therapy. I'm doing what I can. And you're here getting upset for only one little mistake I did.
Yeah.
It's just, I find it really unfair.
Yeah, it's so messed up. For real, like, that's crazy. You had something?
No.
Oh, no? Okay. Okay. Yeah, but yeah, that's a really good one. Brainwashing. And I feel like even like over medicating youth is like another form of brainwashing. And it's just like so crazy that that's legal to do. Like it's not legal, but it's still being done. And I feel like that's where like accountability comes into play because like nothing, even if like there's a rule that says you can't do something, if nobody's gonna do anything about it when you do it, then it's not really a rule.
I think because I see a lot of people complaining that, you know, some people are oppressed, but in my eyes, the main people who are oppressed are kids. They're
Yeah,
the main ones that
because
are
they can't do
oppressed.
anything.
Yeah, and even all of us, I bet you at one point in time we were all taken advantage of, and there's nobody there to save us.
Yeah. Well, yeah, like you're a kid. You're not an adult. You can't make these decisions. Like somebody has, like I think that's just like something that really upset me. Like somebody has control over your life, and you have like there's nothing you can do about it. And it's just like so messed up. Cause yeah, I think all of us here are probably taken advantage of at some point. Yes.
Even if like not making choices, like yeah, we were not able to make choices when we were younger. It's even the fact that a lot of people, older people particularly, think that just because you're young doesn't mean that you don't know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Especially when it comes to your life, or say if you want decisions for your life, they're like, you don't know what you're talking about. You're not old enough yet. Wait until you get to the real world. One thing that I said a lot of times, especially getting into foster care, was if this is not the real world, then what is happening? Because this is not what kids my age should be going through.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, we don't have the opportunity to speak up for ourselves most of the time. And if we do, we're seen as defiant.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. Go ahead.
Yeah, I agree with that too. Cause,
I have a good one. It says youth looking for help and being denied.
Oh my gosh, yes, because literally I have heard stories of some youth who had social workers that like said no or would ghost them because like they didn't want more work to do. And so like that youth would be denied resources, or they wouldn't like ever get the information that they were available to them because the social worker had like a too big of a caseload, or they're dealing with too many things, or like the youth was too violent or defiant and they didn't want to deal with them. And like it's truly, yeah, it's just like so messed up. Like all of these things. Yes.
Yeah, because I agree with that one, because I remember there was a time where it was like I was calling my social worker over and over and over and she wouldn't pick up. But the one time I came by to my adopted people's house to like try and get my information together, she was on the phone with them.
That's crazy.
And
So
I was
she's like ignoring you on purpose.
yeah, she was. And that's why I remember when I first tried to get back into like the system and stuff, or try to get help, because I was being claimed by a adopted parent and I wasn't with her. She wouldn't allow me to live in the house with her.
Yeah.
So, I remember I would go to the Dream Center and ask them and try to apply for things I could get, resources and all that, showing up, and they would deny me. You can't. And I had to keep going, calling just keep bothering them, I called them every Monday until I graduated, and then I was like, wow, my school helped me a lot. Like, they found out I was like homeless and stuff, and they started buying me clothes, they got me cups, they got me everything I had. So then finally, like, my social worker at school, she was helping me to get in here, and she really helped me get in here. So like, my own social worker wouldn't even pick up the phone. I was requesting a new one, like.
Yeah, exactly. Like, you request a new one. You're supposed to be able to change your social worker if you don't want. But then, yeah.
I've done that. I had an incident at like one of my first foster homes. They had to take me to the hospital. They left me there, and I tried to call afterwards. She did not pick up her phone. And then the place that they took me, I just had to stay there like an extra day. It's not funny.
Yeah.
I had to stay there like an extra day, and they're like, so you can't get a hold of anybody. I was like, no.
That's
like, how am I gonna do that? And once again, the foster parent my social worker knew the foster parent, and that happened to me twice.
You see, and like I feel like this brings us back to like.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
And no, it's okay. But like, it brings us back to the fact that we were all kids. Like, we're all under the age of 18. So like, there's nothing we can do. Like, you can't even like call yourself an Uber. Like, you don't have a job.
I mean, the place where I was at, they wouldn't let me do that anyway.
Yeah, but like, seriously, like, you're a kid, and so they're supposed to be there for you, but they can't. Yes.
I know for sure story. But I started having seizures when I was 11 years old, and I didn't get diagnosed till I was 13 because my foster mom, she would say I was possessed.
What?
Yeah. And
That's messed up.
And your social worker believed it though?
No, she didn't know. Nobody knew about my seizures except for my brothers in the family.
Oh no. So like, she didn't like tell anybody. She just said you were getting possessed.
No, and the same day I got kicked out. Actually, I advocated for myself to get kicked out. I called one of her daughters a B word. And
that's what they put now.
Yeah.
You talk to their own.
When I went to the Jameson Center, I was chilling with one of my friends, and I just started seizing in front of them. And they're like, "What the heck?" They took me to KMC and they diagnosed me with epilepsy.
That is crazy.
I would wake up, and it felt like everything was just a dream. The next day, and my brothers, everybody would feel like either you're on drugs or you're possessed.
Or that is crazy. Like, saying seizures are possessed is crazy.
I think that's what was like one of the main triggers of like the main things of what possession came from.
Like seizures,
Yeah.
like religious people just saying like the devil possessing.
Yeah.
Anything to not take you to the
Anything to not get you help.
Yeah.
I also, can I say something?
Yeah.
This, when I was younger, I think, I'm gonna go a little bit.
Mhm.
When I was younger, I was suicidal. When I started cutting when I was 11, but when I got, because I was overwhelmed and stressed, I was like, why am I going through this? So the only I thought of was, well, the only way to get out of this is by killing myself, you know? I suffered with depression and anxiety a lot, and it hurts me more that, because I was in a foster home, I don't remember their name, but I didn't like that foster mom, because her son literally sat there and said, oh, you're a crazy girl, you need to go in the psych ward, you're stupid, like, you why are you even here if you want to kill yourself, you couldn't have done it. He said so much of that, and I got mad, that to the point where I broke one of their TVs, because I was like, you're really sitting here when I'm suffering from things, and you think because you have a car, alive, kids and all, you think your life is perfect than mine? Try being in my shoes.
Yeah.
And he was like, I would never be in your shoes. I was like, yeah, because everything was handed to you.
Yeah, because you have parents.
and then he was like, oh, he was like, what is that supposed to mean? I was like, I think you know what it means. And mind you, I think I was 15 when I said that to him, and then I got removed, and my social worker was like, she was like, why are you suicidal? I was like, you know my history. Every social worker knows our history background. They have a whole paper stack right there. You could just read through everything, see where we came from. And then for me, from my real parents, I grew up as a mom to my mom and sister, when it shouldn't be that way. So for me, I basically did everything on my own. And then when I got out the hospital, they gave me medications, but I told the hospital, I was like, hey, the medication is too strong, I can't go. Because it made me feel like I was high, like really high, to the point where I would still see things, but I feel like I'm floating. So I literally told the doctor, I was like, I don't feel good, can you please let me stay here a couple more days? She was like, oh no, you've been here for a week already, we can't have you for more than a week. Of course, I got upset because I'm not feeling myself, I didn't like the feeling. And then of course they took me to KFC, I was there for a whole nother 3 days, and then took me back to the psych ward. And I was like, I've been trying to tell somebody, nobody wants to help me. And my foster mom, except her actually picking me up like she's supposed to, she basically left me there until my social worker called me and said that I was no longer living in that home.
That's crazy.
And mind you, I was in the psych ward when they all told me that. Of course I got stressed out again, and I was just like, dude, like, what? I just needed help. I tried saying something, no one listened to me. So of course I got upset, because it was just like, dang, I'm like talking to you, you guys are not doing nothing about it. So ever since then, I learned how to just keep my distance from people, not really open up unless I feel comfortable opening up.
Yeah, but like, the foster system shouldn't be re-traumatizing you. It should be healing you from everything that you left when you were removed from your home. And
well, sorry.
No, it's okay. If you want to share. I know we're running out of time, but feel free to share. I feel like that's like more important than whatever else I have.
Well, I was just gonna say, I moved in, when I moved out of foster care, I moved in with my abuser. My abuser was my oldest brother, and before the system, he was like I'm talking about like a psychotic person, like he did some psychotic stuff. And I think this is the reason we got taken, because he was like, hey, you wanna play a game? And he used to like play the guitar. And so he got a guitar strap. I was like 9 years old. Or actually 8. I was 3rd grade. And he wrapped it around my neck and just pulled it all the way back, and my whole neck was just all red. And I went to school next day, and my teacher, she was like, what's on your neck? I was just like, me and my brother were playing games, and then like maybe a couple weeks after that, we got taken.
That's crazy. But then, like you say that, but then when you were like placed in the foster, like when you were in your foster home, they didn't realize like seizures.
Yeah, well, I developed them because the head trauma to my head, my brother kept like beating my head in, so so I got them whenever I was 11. I wasn't born with them.
Well, yeah, but were you in the system when you started developing them?
Yeah. I've been in the system since I was 8. But I started having them when I was 11, and they didn't know just because.
She thought you're possessed. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody just didn't speak about the seizures. It was weird.
Well, yeah, but like what I'm saying is, like, the foster home is supposed to be better than like,
Oh
your-
yeah.
and it doesn't sound like it was.
Yeah, no, it was hella worse.
Yeah.
Because I think it's because we didn't get put in a normal foster home. We got put in it's called like a FFA or something like a family friend.
I got put in one of those. No, yeah, I got put in one of those too. I didn't even know what it was either.
Like a treatment home. That's what I think.
Yeah.
It's like they have the therapist or like another person there, that come visits the home. That's
Oh.
not a social.
I don't know. I think I was only
It's
put
weird.
in there because I lived in Arvin, and that was like the only home they had available. So, yes.
I am gonna say, I didn't know the story was gonna get like this though, so if any of the things you are hearing are a trigger to you, please feel free to walk out of the room and you'll be okay.
Oh yeah.
Cause
Sorry.
some
No, it's
things can
okay.
trigger other people with their histories, but
Yeah. Feel free to step out. Like, you guys aren't required to stay in here. Like, yeah. Thank you.
Sorry, I just like to give up
No.
my history just to.
Yeah, no, like for sure, because it's really important to hear those stories. But yeah, thank you everybody for like participating and sharing. And it might not seem like it, but what you guys just did is called the listening session, and it's something that CYC does a lot. We host listening sessions to talk about these things and hear these things. And everything that you said, that is literally like the first step that it takes to get the policies and the bills that we make that we go talk to legislators for. Like, this is something we do every time we create those. So yeah, you guys literally just participated in a CYC event. But yeah, again, like, thank you, because I know it's difficult to talk about those things, but it's also important to talk about them so that we can, so hopefully these things never happen again. Yeah, so we already like talked about this. Actually, let's see, I got 10 minutes. Hold on. Let me check what else we have so I know. Okay, I'll just skip this because we talked a lot about it. But yeah, so again, thank you for like everything you guys kind of said. And yeah, you guys just did a CYC event. So why join CYC? I feel like we talked about this a lot. Advocating for yourself, talking about the things that happened and seeing that change made and being a part of that change, making that change. Not only do we have membership positions, but we also have supporter positions. So if you're over the age of 24, or you've like never been in the system, we also have supporters, and those are the people that support our members and like help, whether it's like hosting a monthly meeting or like finding a place to go or even giving like a youth a ride. That is something that we always appreciate and would love to have. But yeah, I feel like I kind of went like, I don't know, to me like joining CYC is a no-brainer. Like, you get all of these experiences, you get to go to like the Capitol, or you get to go to like Bay Area or SoCal, like all of it's paid for, it's free, and you get to make a change while you're doing it. I think it's a really good opportunity and really good experience. You also get to like put these stuff on your resume too. Like, you also, all of you guys should have on your resume, if you're looking for something like that has to do with advocacy or anything in the foster system, like also putting on your resume like you have 6 years of lived experience or 4 years of lived experience, because that is still experience and that's valuable to a lot of people. But yeah, you can also put like everything that you do with CYC on your resume. Rhythm of action. This is kind of going more into detail of like all CYC does and like all of our events. So right now we are in like March to May. That's where we do like local campaign work. Maybe this will make more sense if I start in. Nah. Actually, no, I'll just keep going. But yeah, so right now we are in the part of our cycle where all of us have just come back from Day at the Capitol, which I'll talk a little more about later. We all come back to like our local areas and we talk about the bills that we passed and how we're going to implement them, because even though they're passed, all of the social workers, like, they're not going to immediately know about it. So like talking about ways that we can hold them accountable and like go to their office and be like, hey, just so you know, this just passed and this means XYZ. And then also, of course, like recruitment and just like, yeah, just talking about what we did. In June, that's when we will have our organizing boot camp for our next cohorts. Again, I'll get more into detail on that. June and July is when we host our listening session. So like just what we just did right now, we do a lot of that in June to July. So that's when we start like getting input to create our next bills for the following year. July to August is our summer leadership and policy conference. This is our conference that we make in order to get all of the youth trained. So basically we go here and we teach everybody like how to advocate, how to talk about these policies, like what do you want to see in these policies. And that is usually, well, sometimes it's like in SoCal, sometimes it's in Emeryville, but like I said, like they pay for all your travel. Even like if you're taking a plane or a train, they'll like pay for your Uber to the train, they'll pay for all your meals like as you get there, and then when you get there you have a hotel. You do have a roommate, but it's only one person, and there's two beds. It's like, it's comfortable. It's not like you're like cramped anywhere. And they pay for all your food there, they pay for your hotel there, and you get to like meet all of these amazing people from like all of California and like get to bond with them and make new friends. September, it's the next cohort. September to December is again local campaign work. So like what we're doing right now, we do again in September to December. December is when we have like celebrations. So we have last December I went to Lake Tahoe, and we took a whole trip. We got like a bunch of cabins and we all just went there and like just chilled. Like I think they went on a hike, I didn't go. We went to go see some snow and we went sledding, and then we like had this like huge dinner. But yeah, like we just like relaxed and like celebrated everything that we did for the whole year.
I have a question.
Yes.
Is sledding fun?
Like,
very.
Yeah, sledding, yeah, it's really fun. But it depends where you sled to, because like sometimes it's hard to like sled. Sometimes you go really fast and it's kind of scary. And I think we used like trash can like tops too.
I'm dead.
Yeah, it was really fun though. Yeah. February, like I just talked about, it's our day at the Capitol. So that's our annual thing where we go to the Capitol and we have these bills that we've created based on everything that everybody has shared. And we go and talk to legislators and go to their offices and we tell them like, this is why it's important to us. This is my experience with it. And this is why I feel like it could change the lives of all of these foster youth. But yeah, that's like essentially our whole year. I know it's hard to explain and I don't really understand it that well either, but I did my best. So key statewide events. Summer Leadership and Policy Conference, like I talked about, it's in the summer and they teach you about how like to advocate, how to create like local campaigns, how to do all this local work, and also how to like share your own stories. We have Day at the Capitol, which like I just talked about before, like you go to legislator's office in Sacramento. We also have one other event that we have kind of like been doing more recently. I just came back from, it's Shadow Day. So it's essentially like a bring your kid to work thing, but for like, since foster youth probably never got to experience that, legislators, they'll take you to their office and like it'll be like a bring your kid to work day. So you get to see like their day-to-day life and like everything that they do in their office. So like I literally like sat in on some meetings, like I ran some errands. I got to talk to like these amazing people and they were like so sweet and nice, and like it made me realize like they're not like these super high gods, you know, like they're like human too, and they also watch TikTok and like all of these things. But yeah, it was a really cool experience, and again, like all paid for. But yeah, so leadership roles and committees, this is like my last thing. I know we're like right at time. But I am currently in the core organizer position. Basically, you lead campaigns that transform foster care, mobilize peers to drive systemic change, and represent youth youth at state level meetings and events. So basically what that means is like I do outreach and I lead our monthly meetings. I get to like talk to people like you about CYC and like hopefully get people to sign up. And I get paid $4,500 for it. It's about 10 hours a week, and all of it's like mostly virtual. But yeah, I get paid $1,500 every 3 months, and that opens in June. If any of you guys are interested, you do have to be a member first. So I mean, if you guys want to join, but yeah.
I'm gonna join.
Oh yeah, for sure. If you want to talk after this, I can also help you if you need help. But yeah, we also have our policy and ledge committee. This is basically like more data wise. If you want to get like, if you really want to get into like doing policies and creating them and know how to like write them and talk to legislators, send them emails and all that stuff, we also have a cohort for that. It's also $4,500 and it's $1,500 every 3 months. So it's only 9 months and it's like about 10 hours a week. It's also like mostly virtual. And yeah, it just teaches you like policy strategy and public speaking. But yeah, finally we have the youth training project. So basically these people create all the trainings that we do in CYC. So when you like go to Day at the Capitol and they like prep you on how to talk to legislators, or if you go to our summer leadership conference and they teach you how to like create policies out of people's experiences, all of those, like all of that curriculum is made by our youth training project. So they create these to teach other youth. So it's made by youth for youth. But yeah, so that's basically all. Thank you for having me. Thank you for being here. If you guys have any questions, I'll be here. If you guys want my contact information, I don't remember where this QR code leads to, but if you want my contact info, you can just like ask me. The QR code on the flyer has the link tree for CYC and it has a bunch of resources on there, and also the member interest form if you guys are interested in that. But yeah, thank you so much. Yeah.
Thank you.
Alright, everybody, pick up your trash.
Oh, and then also these papers, if you could hand them to me, please.
Alright, here.
Thank you.
It's still the ball.
Sorry. Thank you. Huh? Where'd you get your shirt from? Shein?